I'm here with some mishti doi because I know that Navya loves Bengali food.
Yeah.
I couldn't get Bengali food for you, Navya.
This is the
Good?
best.
Okay, cheers to this. Mishti doi. Okay, first bite.
Very good. You can do the talking, I'll do the eating.
The whole interview is going to be like this. Navya, so good. Okay, I have to stop. Okay, let's start with this. How did you manage to convince Nani and mom to get together on camera as a podcast and talk?
It wasn't actually very hard. It was.
What was Nani's reaction? I want to know that.
They were very excited about it. I think that we all three kind of came up with the idea together. So, they were very enthusiastic about it, very supportive about doing it. And I think that they both love, kind of expressing their opinions. And this was another way for us to do it. So I think they were super excited about it. It wasn't tough to kind of convince them or anything. They were very much on board.
Does your job as an interviewee become easier or does it become difficult? Because here there are two people in front of you who know you in and out.
Yeah.
You know your deepest secrets. Does it become difficult?
No, not difficult. I think maybe because there are three women from three different generations, we have very different perspectives on a particular topic. So, it's actually interesting. I wouldn't say difficult. I would say it's interesting because you're getting an insight into their life and their lived experience from their generation. And I think that gives me a lot of knowledge. It's, a lot of wisdom that's coming my way. And I was just absorbing all of it through the podcast. So, no, it's not difficult. It's like I said, for us, it's just, sitting with your family and having a conversation. So it was very easy and very comfortable.
What is a routine at home like in the morning, the day that you're shooting your podcast? Do you all sit and discuss the questions, go through it once, all three of you? Yeah. Or, Nani has a lot of other things to do. Mama has a lot of other things to do.
Yeah.
And you just don't do this.
Yeah.
You are an entrepreneur yourself.
Yeah.
So how does this morning look like?
So, we
Please keep eating.
Okay. We don't discuss anything as such, just largely what we'll be talking about on the show that day. So, for example, if we're talking about, working women, I'll say, okay, this is the topic for today. But beyond that, we don't really discuss it much because we want it to be very natural and raw and free-flowing. Apart from that, I think everyone's always very excited on the day that we're recording. Like, we love doing this. I think we've grown to kind of love this routine of going and recording and, being together. And so, we drive there together, we come back home together. So it's actually really nice to be able to spend that kind of time with them also. It's a lot of quality time. So I'm very happy that I get to kind of sit with them all day and record and chat. It's one of my favorite things to do.
I'm sure, but it must be difficult to even cut these episodes because sometimes you just go on in a flow and talking. And do you have a time span? Okay, we are not going to exceed Mama, Nani, not more than this.
No, I don't give them like a time span. I just want them to feel free and say as much as they want. And, we end up speaking for like 3 hours, 3.5 hours sometimes when we have.
How do you cut it?
I don't know if people would sit through 3 hours of us talking. So we do kind of.
I would.
So we'll release the unedited versions for you.
Yes, only for me. Because I'm telling you, I can watch What the Hell Navya all day.
Thank you.
It's my binge watch. I love listening to Nani. I love listening. See, I'm talking as if she's
my Nani. I know. She's become Nani for everyone now, which
right?
is really cute because even people in the comments now started referring to her as Nani.
See, I'm constantly saying Nani.
But it's very sweet. I think she's the real star of the show. I think everyone unanimously loves watching and listening to her.
I remember this episode. Nani, first before the episode even starts, she talks about the topic. I don't remember the topic, but Nani says, I'm not in a good mood today.
Yeah.
So please do not expect too much from me.
Yeah, she's very unfiltered, and I think that's what people love about her, that she just says what's on her mind.
Because she's so unfiltered, are there times where you have to be like, oh my God, we have to edit this, we can't?
No, we've actually kept all of her unfiltered moments, and she said so many things that people pick
she
up
has fought
on.
with mom.
Yeah, and me, and so we've actually not edited any of her bits out because I think
candid.
That's what people really like about the show, that it is so candid and unfiltered, and so we haven't actually.
She's my favorite part of the show.
Yeah, she is. I think everyone's favorite part of the show.
Has it ever happened that Nani has told you, listen, I have said this, just remove it?
No, never. I don't think
mom
she's ever.
Both of them?
I don't think she ever shies away from saying anything. And even if she has said something, I think she's always someone who isn't afraid of what she says. So she's never ever said, oh, like remove that or edit that. She's just kind of goes in there, says what she has to, and then, she's...
And we have to talk about the fashion that has changed suddenly from episode 1 to episode 2.
Yeah.
So the looks of it, everything has become very swanky. From a small room, now a living room, like you said. We see Nani in some most beautiful sarees.
Yeah.
And of course, half of the time we don't see Mama because she has a shawl on her.
She feels cold a lot. It's very cold in the
studio,
so she feels cold, so she always has a shawl. And I think it's really interesting also because we three have very individual styles. Like, Nani has her beautiful sarees and kurtas, and I'm always in like jeans and like a t-shirt, and then mom is kind of in the middle between the two. So it's nice to see also that we were able to kind of express our personalities through the clothes that we wore as well on the show.
We can see each of you, in your own way. The individualistic comes out. But tell me, which has been your favorite episode?
My favorite episode, that I was actually going to say that. I think he was a very he was a surprise addition to this season, but I think also one of the most loved episodes. People loved it.
I loved it.
And that was one of my favorites as well. So
yes, and I absolutely love when Agastya goes like, how three of you are becoming
one person. Yeah, he keeps saying that we've basically merged into
just said this in episode 1 also. Agastya keeps saying this, and then finally
into the same
finally he has said it on camera.
But I think that does end up happening. You end up becoming exactly like your mom and your grandmom, and I mean, I'm happy if I can become like them because I admire them both so much. So
yes, and I think you guys sometimes when I'm talking to my daughter, I'll be like, I can hear my mom.
Yeah, I say there are a lot of things I do as well that I'm like, oh, this is such a mom thing to do.
Like what?
Just like the way I talk to my brother now. Like I'll tell him to do something, and it'll be more like an instruction, and it's like a very like my mom, the way my mom would talk to me or like talk to him. So
that's why Agastya is like, you stay away.
But he was a lot of fun on the show. I think he added a very different layer of fun to the entire podcast.
That was my favorite episode.
Yeah.
There's an episode, I'm just going to read out this, Surviving the Shift. Remember this episode? So where all three of you discuss how politically correct you have to be at all times, because you never know when, you get cancelled, the cancel culture. So while making this podcast, how much do you sanitize? How much do you make sure that we need to talk this much? Now we can't drop names. We have to make sure, especially names like, Nana or Mami, Mama, all your, because everybody is very well known. So how much do you think about that?
I mean, I think the show is not about our family, right? It's about the conversation we're having. So actually, a large amount of what we're talking about is our experiences, mom, Nani, and mine. So it's always in relation to our individual life or our individual experiences. So we don't want to make it all about ourselves. We don't want to only talk about us and our family. We've kind of spoken about what we feel about certain things. We've had, talked about, like for me, for example, I spoke about what young people, aspire to do today. My Nani has shared her experiences from her life. So we haven't sanitized anything as such because it's things that we have either done in our lives that's already out there, or, I've talked a lot about my work, which is so public anyway. So nothing that, we felt we had to sanitize because we were talking about ourselves. We weren't talking about other people. So I think in that sense, it was very much just us sharing our life and our thoughts and being vulnerable. And so nothing that we felt we had to kind of not say or say. We've been very honest from the beginning, and I think that's what people are really liking about the show.
Yes, absolutely. Now, I have to talk about the runway debut you made, L'Oreal Paris, with L'Oreal Paris. Tell me about that. How was that? Jitters. How did it feel to see mom and Nani sitting right there while walking?
That was a very, very special experience. I'm very grateful to have been able to do that. I've been working with, L'Oreal as a brand for the last 2 years now. And that show was actually very special because it was the Women of Worth. They have, of course, L'Oreal's tagline is because you're worth it. And that show was all about, sisterhood, community, women coming together. And the beauty of it was also that, that show was not just for models or for actresses. It was also for women who were entrepreneurs like myself. You had all of the L'Oreal ambassadors from around the world who are in different fields. And it was really nice to kind of be there and stand for sisterhood and unity. And it was very, very special. And I'm very happy that, I had all the women in my family there. One who was walking with me on the show, and my Nani and my mom who were there in the audience. And it was great. So, it was a very special experience.
Yeah, all the Bachchans look great there.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to quickly ask you some rapid fires, okay? You can eat.
Okay, thank you.
If you had to take a skincare tip, from who would it be? Nani or mom?
Mom, she's a big skincare person, and even on the podcast, she's shared
If you guys watch the podcast, you know
she shared a lot of skincare tips, so definitely her.
What is mom's and Nani's love language?
Feeding. Like, we love feeding each other. Like I'm
feeding you right now.
Yeah, Nani makes yummy Bengali food, so that is, I think, even my mom cooks a lot, so they both love feeding. I think any mom's love language is feeding their kids. So
just don't eat what Navya makes because it will be so spicy you'll have tears in your eyes.
Yeah, I love spicy food.
One unconventional advice that came from Nana and Nani.
Unconventional, I don't know, but I think that they've always told me to follow what I believe in and stand up for what I believe in and use my voice for the right things.
What's the one item you would steal from Nani's closet?
Her sarees, probably. She has some great
treasure.
Yeah.
What is your favorite festival outfit?
Festival outfit? I love Holi, but I don't know if I would pick
how much you played Holi?
Yeah, so I don't know if I would wear like an outfit for Holi, but a white kurta on Holi is like my favorite. I absolutely love Holi.
So you keep that white outfit for later?
Yeah, I use it like a tie-dye kind of thing, and you can always wear it later. So.
Sustainable.
Yeah.
Yes. And listen, what are those pictures? How much did you all eat?
It was a lot of fun. It was
so much food. I was just looking at the food.
Yeah, it was a lot of chole bhature and gujia and malpua. So it was great.
And mutton curry. How can you forget that? Yes. Okay. One most unconventional beauty treatment you have tried and would recommend us?
I don't know if there's something unconventional. I don't know. I haven't really experimented with like beauty treatments and things like that.
Is something that you do it regularly, maybe?
We're like, even we've talked about this on the podcast. We're big hair people. We love.
You are a hair people.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I love like oiling my hair, and I put dahi in my hair sometimes, which is really good for your hair. So Nani always has some interesting recipes that you can use as hair masks. So that's probably what I do the most.
Okay. One unconventional home decor item in your room that you would never throw away.
Unconventional room. I have a lot of books. I love reading. So I have like books everywhere. Like I have it on my shelf, and now I've run out of space on my shelf. So now it's just everywhere in the room. Yeah. So I think my room is just filled with books.
Awesome. That's it. Thank you so much, Navya.
Thank you for this.